Now, when you talk about those other forms of baseload power, emissions-free baseload power, there is only one that meets all those criteria, that is nuclear. Your Queensland colleagues David Littleproud and Ted O'Brien have been pushing a debate on nuclear now, an unconstrained debate about the role of the civil nuclear industry in this country. But have a look at what Chris Bowen said about that today.
Nuclear is the most expensive form of energy. We have a cost of living crisis, energy prices going through the roof, and what's their big bright idea? They say, let's have the most expensive form of energy we can possibly think of. Let's come up with the most expensive form of energy and let's put that in the system because that's going to make power prices cheaper. They want that debate? They really want to argue that? Bring it on. It's just a complete joke.
Your response to that, Senator?
Look, I've been a supporter of the idea that we should lift barriers to nuclear energy because, let's face it, the market will decide whether or not it is affordable or unaffordable. What we do know is that from the European experience, let's take France, for instance, when the overwhelming majority of their energy supply came from nuclear energy, it was enormously affordable and reliable. As they've moved to renewables, it has lost both its affordability and its reliability. If it can work in somewhere like France, then we should be open to allowing the market to make its own decision about its viability for Australia. I think it's something we'd be crazy not to consider.
Indeed, and France has now announced a plan to massively increase its nuclear energy output yet again. Being a Queenslander, I just want to get your thoughts too on the BILOELA family. They'll be getting back there today, I understand, through Brisbane yesterday. Now, we all wish the family the best, but do you, like me, hold grave fears that this might be a bit of a green light to people smugglers? I note another Sri Lankan boat was turned back in the last couple of days.
Yeah, well, on a personal level, I wish this family the very best in a wonderful community. Anyone who's been to BILOELA knows that it is a top bunch of people, and I very much hope they have all the very best from life. This does signal a significant policy shift, and that is that if you come to Australia and you ignore the rules, and even if you're told that you aren't going to have citizenship rights for your children when you arrive illegally, nevertheless, if you apply enough pressure and you get enough Twitter interest, you can subvert that system. The message that sends to people smugglers is that the borders are open. And we've already had much more activity in our oceans and on our borders over the last couple of weeks than we've had in years. That says something significant about the message that's being sent overseas. And so while I wish this family the best, I am very concerned about what this means for the policy settings that are necessary to make sure that vulnerable people don't die at sea. And I'll be watching it very closely because I'm very concerned about that. Yeah,
let's hope for the best there. It is a worry. You've got to keep an eye on it. And before I let you go, I should congratulate you as a Queenslander on your win in the State of Origin last night. Thanks for joining us.
Game 1 of 3.
Senator Amanda Stoker there. Will she be a senator by the end of the month? We will see. Either her or Pauline Hanson will bite the dust. So some of you are going to be unhappy about that no matter which way it goes. And as for State of Origin, yeah, it was a classic contest. As you know, I'm an Aussie rules man. I don't really understand league, but I looked at it last night with some mates and it sure was one hell of a contest.